All right, hello, Mom and Dad Me World. So this is what came out of an unboxing. I've taken away all the bubble wrap. I've taken away all of the cardboard. And we have very few pieces actually that came out of the box. So we have this baggie of wrenches, lubricants, universal tools, all that. That's in the instructions. We have this top piece right here. It's the handlebar setup. We have this monitor right here. It's going to be our little computer piece. We have the left and right front covers. And then we have the real meat and potatoes of the treadmill deck. So let's see how easy or hard it is to put together based on the digital instructions. So I opened the big bag, and inside the big bag was their universal wrench, which they call out. Their ball-tipped Allen wrench, which is actually really nice. It's got a good long angle on it. This universal wrench also has a Phillips on the end, I'm seeing. The magnetic key to start for the safety for the treadmill. And then I sorted all the screws and washers. So you've got 4 of the short screws, 4 of the long screws, 2 what look to be self-tapping screws, and then 4 just standard Phillips heads, and 8 washers that all appear to be identical. So I always like to sort those into separate piles so that when I'm reading the instructions and it calls for something, I can more easily identify it and grab it. All right, so we are looking at the parts list here, and we are comparing our parts list to our step 1. And so in our parts list, it shows the D64 button heads are the M45s. And the reason that's important is because step 1, it says D16 button head M45s. So if you look D23, D16, there is no D23 and D16 listed, or D16 specifically. There's D23, which are your washers, but then there's D13 and D64, D3, and D48. So by comparing the parts list descriptions, which is the M8 45 millimeter, which is the length of the screw, how long it is in my hand, to the instructions, and also just kind of basically having an understanding. What we're going to do is we're going to take 2 of the long screws in here and screw them through the leg to hold the legs into the upright position, because this right here is going to swivel up. That's actually going to hold our touch screen and our handlebars. So let's get that mounted. Step 1 shows you lifting these bars on the left and the right side. There's 2 screw holes right here that this washer and bolt combo are going to pass through. And there is a bolt, like a built-in welded nut on the frame. So that's why you don't need the nut on the back side. So I'm just going to hold that in, tighten that down by hand. That one went nice and easy. The top one's going a little easier by hand. You want to make sure you don't cross thread these, so don't be quick to grab your wrench if it doesn't go right away. Wiggle a little bit, make sure, because it says don't tighten these yet in the instructions until you've got everything up. So that's step 1A. Now I'm going to repeat the same process on the other side. I'm going to grab 2 more screws and washers. I'm putting this together. The right side has a wire sticking out of it. Probably want to make sure that doesn't fall down and inside. And I only grabbed 1 screw, so apologies. And that is step 1 complete. Step 2 is going to be to put this top assembly on these arms that we just mounted right here. But the right hand side has a clip, and it's directional, can only go one way. You'll notice there's a notch here. You'll notice on the right hand side of the touch screen there is a pinch pin as well. So we're going to plug in the power to that, because that's the power that's going to ultimately end up running to our display port. And then we're going to slide these over top of the brackets. So let's see how easy or hard this is to do for one person. That goes inside. just sits inside. I'm going to hold this one-handed. I'm matching up the notch, sliding under the clip. Felt it click, heard it click. I'm sure it's going to slide right down in there. They specifically tell you not to tighten the arms up first, and I know why. Because these are a little snug on the left-right movement, and you don't want to pinch the wires. So I had to kind of use my thumb and push the bars apart, kind of spread them to get them to sink down. And now I'm going to put a screw here and a screw here to hold them together. It's the short screw washer combo that was in the instructions. And so I'm just gonna wiggle it until I see the hole line up. Get it threaded by hand. Put it in about halfway. Same thing with the back here. Wiggle it until I feel, see, that's not right. It's trying to bind up on me. I just dropped my washer, so let me just set that one aside and grab another screw that's loose in my hand. Get a good view on it here. Give me a second here. There's my threads. So if you just take a look at the hole, you'll be able to see your thread pattern. I'm only going to put that in about halfway because I want to go to the other side, because it tells you strictly in the instructions, leave these loose until you get all 4 screws in. So that left side wasn't even down all the way, so there's that. You can see the holes, it's just not starting for me. I'm just wiggling around until it wants to line up nice and easy. I'll try to get the back one first, actually. Go. And get my last screw washer combo here. Looks like I'm gonna have to push it just a little bit towards the front. Nothing crazy, just holding it in place. And so now the instructions say once you have this all assembled, you tighten down the top screws and the bottom screws. I'm actually going to work from the bottom up using this. So I'm just going to reach down here, use the Allen wrench that they so kindly provided you. It's nice that the tools seem to actually fit the job. I didn't have to get out my tool set, which I usually do. So not trying to over tight this and be Hercules. I'm literally just giving them a good quarter tug once they get snug. Same thing on this side. And in case you're wondering if I'm a professional weightlifter, you guys, I've had surgery on my right wrist. It's not the strongest arm in the world, and I'm doing this one-handed, so you don't have to be very physically fit to assemble this treadmill, which is great. All right, now I'm gonna move to the top. I'm gonna start on the inside just based on where I'm sitting right now, nothing more. The ball tip was nice to be able to pull that down. You'll notice how quickly that spins with the ball tip. Just gives you a little bit less time to have to turn the wrench when you have it right here. All right, step 2 is done. So I'm gonna go back and read step 3 and 4. I do encourage you to read your steps, at least 2 steps at a time. So if there's a step that coincides together, then you will know it. Let's go take a look at the manual. All right, so this has a rubber band right here that was just tucked here in the middle. And there is a middle that has 2 hookups. There is a left, and there is a right. So when I read all the reviews online, a couple people marked it down for these being easy to mix up. And I think as long as you take your time and you realize right, middle, left, and then you look at this and you go left, middle, right, you can't really get it wrong because it's 2-prong directional. Click. The middle seems to have these 2 together, so I'm going to leave the rubber band on that. I don't see a reason to remove it. Clicks the 4-pin, the bigger, wider one, and then the 2-pin right here in the middle. And then this right side, which I untucked over there, should be right there. All of this just tucks in back here, nice and neat, and out of the way. And we're going to screw these down with screws right here. All right, so at the bottom here, there are little slots, which I thought these were gonna line up here, but it actually looks like they're gonna slide over. And so you're gonna slide them over and tuck these wires down to get your screws in. And those holes do appear to line up. So I'm gonna use their multi-tool, Phillips. 1. 2. I'm gonna come back and snug those up at the end after I get this left side on, or right side on, I should say. What I'm calling the right side when I'm standing on the treadmill. From behind, it's my left. But I'm gonna snug them up a little bit more after I get all 4 in because I wanna make sure all 4 thread well. This is a decent screwdriver, but not the best, not the worst, but we wanna make sure they don't vibrate loose while I'm on the treadmill. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the last thing we have to do is put some cosmetic caps in the bottom right here and plug it in and test it. So all in all, this is a quick setup. All right, so for step 4 of 5, there's only 5 steps. We're gonna install these last 2 pieces, which are just the cover guards to the base of the front arms. There's clearly a right and a left and a right. Take your pick. 1 there, 1 here. And they have the 2 what looks to be the Phillips head that I called out as self-tapping screws. So we're gonna put those right here. My guess what that means is they don't have a really great threaded hole that they're gonna go into. It's a tiny one right here in the middle, and it's probably hard to get it to, actually it looks like it's a little higher up. It's probably hard to get it to properly seat. So just gonna feed that through. And yeah, it's a little harder to turn than the other screws were. Making sure I hold the screwdriver centered and keep this in with my forehand like that while I was pushing with my left hand and turning with my right. There we go. I'm gonna go to the other side of the treadmill, repeat the same process right here. And like I said, it's this screw looks slotted right here, so it's coming through the plastic and into that. And I think that's why they gave you what looks like a self-tapping, is because it's got a flat head on it, making it easier to get started, which actually is really very smart of them when they did that. Because you see right into there, push it in, turn. So although it is technically what is considered a self-tapping screw, it does have a hole. Just makes it easier to get it started. Being able to push into the hole and grab. Those are in. So step 5, believe it or not, step 5 is the easiest step of all. Step 5 says, put your safety magnet on here. So I'm gonna open that from the box, or the plastic baggie, I should say. This is the clip it to your shirt. Make sure that you don't fall off the treadmill type of thing. And stick it right here when it's off. I'm gonna guess right here when it's on. Pretty cool. It's got a great magnetic connection. I'm gonna just put this in the cup holder for a second. All right, so before we actually plug it in, I'm actually gonna show you how you fold the tread deck up, which you're just gonna bend down, lift it with 2 hands. When it comes up, it auto locks right there, which is pretty great. This right here, if you look down here, we'll start right here. This right here is your lock. If you just use your foot, push in, you can lower it. And then this clicks out. See, there's a gap here where my finger's at. Don't stick your finger there when you're pushing down. You will pinch your finger. 2 fingers or your foot, push it back towards the secondary pull, and it lowers down. So you lower it down. And then the incline settings, it's manual on this. So you pull this and you adjust 1 or 2. If you want it all the way high. Are we gonna want it all the way high? That was a head nod from my cameraman. So it's gonna be all the way high, so it's gonna sit on that, its highest location. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Pull it out. 1, 2. And then we're actually gonna move this into place. It's going down slowly on its own. You don't wanna push a lot. It's got a shock, so you're gonna let it lower on its own. It's gonna take probably 3-4 seconds. Keep your feet clear. Make sure that nothing's in the way. And you're good to go. We're gonna pause the video. I'm gonna move it into place, and then we're gonna plug it in, turn it on, make sure everything will work. So we've got it into place. I'm just gonna plug my power into my surge sector here. You always wanna make sure you have a grounded outlet. If you don't have a surge sector, I would encourage a surge sector. And then it's got an on-off switch actually as a main power override right here in the back. See it light up when it comes on. I just heard the top light up. So now let's see what it's doing. It's a good sign. It appears to be working. Let's peel this plastic off. I'm gonna step on the sides because I'm in my sock feet right here. Put this on. So the program, calendars, time, all that came up. I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna go speed. Now this is setting time right now. I just wanna go 1 because it's got a bunch of also intervals. So you'll see my speed is picking up. Treadmill's nice and you can hear the motor kicking on, coming up.
It's too fast.
Obviously that's 5 miles an hour. I'm not a runner. Turn it down. Just want to make sure everything came up. I'm gonna actually put it on 1, just one speed. I'm gonna stand back here and I'm just gonna look at it for a minute while it runs. Nice and slow. And I'm just looking to see if the belt's running pretty even. It does look to be running really even. It doesn't say anything about needing to adjust it factory out of the box. It comes with a tool and shows you in the manual how to adjust it. The adjuster points are right here on both sides. It also comes with branded lubricant that says specifically use this brand only or it could void your warranty for the deck for the lubrication, because over time you do need to maintenance it and lubricate, but right out of the box you don't need to lubricate it, and right out of the box you don't need to adjust the belt. So we're gonna give it a shot, and we'll let you know how we liked using it here at the end of this video.
All right, Mom and Dad Meet World. So it's been about a week since using this treadmill. This treadmill is this Echelon treadmill. We actually picked it up on sale at Best Buy for half off. So if you are a Total Tech member, you get this for $199 plus delivery fees. So it was about $30 for delivery. Could not get out of the delivery fee. no matter if you are a Total Tech member or not. You could pay more and have them set it up, but no, they actually carried it into the bedroom where this is actually at. It took it was very quick to set up. If we actually weren't filming it, it would have actually been set up probably about a half hour or less. Calibrated the belt, make sure the belt was also lubed up. But yeah, I've been using this for about a good week, maybe a little bit longer by the time you see this, and for about 60 or so minutes a day, just walking on it. And my larger frame, my arms have hit the sides just a little bit, so I've learned to kind of contour my arms a little bit. But this is a very compact treadmill, much more it's smaller than our other treadmill that we had. It was an older treadmill. This is actually our very first treadmill that we've actually bought brand new and not like used or from a garage sale or a thrift store. But so far so good. Definitely feels very nice. It is much more quieter than our other treadmill, and it seems very, very good for the price of about $230-ish plus tax. And it's very, very good, or tax depending on where you're at. So it's smooth. I haven't had any belt skips, and again, I'm over a 200-pound frame, but yeah, no belt skips, nothing odd, nothing weird, nothing that would suggest this being a very weak motor. So I've been very, very happy with this. Love how compact this goes, love that it's not super duper heavy, and yeah, it's just been quiet. It's been very, very good, and so highly, highly recommended. Not compensated by us or Best Buy whatsoever. Bought this with our own money, and needed one because our other treadmill was just getting too loud, and so got this one. Right timing. Highly, again, recommended. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you like this video. Great little treadmill right here.